What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the EGFC Collegiate Circuit. I'm assuming the C stands for collegiate. My name is Fang. Joined here is Lovey Duramgar. And we are here to watch some Collegiate Smash action. You know, today is a very, very busy day for a lot of Americans out there. But, you know, if it's all said and done, now you get to play some video games and relax a little bit while we await the future of our country. Which honestly, Smash is the perfect distraction from that.
Yeah, today's definitely a really stressful day for many, and so it's always really nice having something that you can do outside of it, be it tune into a stream and watch people play games, or if you do happen to be participating in today, just remember that, you know, things at some point, you know, be it sooner or later, will be okay. Maybe not right now, but eventually it will be. And also remember that your friends care about you, and you should really check in on them once in a while.
You should hydrate as well.
You should hydrate.
Hydrating is very, very important as well. If you can't be without water, especially
Absolutely
on a day like today. Water will decrease your stress. It'll keep everything in your brain flowing a little better. However, it looks like you're jumping right into it. We got Sienna College versus Marist. I should have pulled up the sheet. I have it somewhere. I'll pull it up real quickly. And we're just jumping into it. Sienna got a nice Falco right here versus Bowser. This matchup, honestly, can go either way at a moment's notice. Falco has an impeccable combo game on Bowser, but Bowser says, I'm going to hit you 3 times, beep, bam, boop.
But you know what? Abso from Marist College just says, hey, buddy, remember that stage advantage and control that I had just now? Absolutely not. You can have it right back. Yeah, I agree with you that like this matchup can definitely be really like one or the other.
Oh my God.
Bibbles from Sienna. We're not even 30 seconds in.
Oh my, okay. Yeah, I do recall Bivers being one of Sienna College's heavier hitters, from what I recall. My man has a pretty solid Falco in the cut. I have not seen anyone from Marist before, so I'm very, very excited to get to cast
their players. What is it? Side being onto Bowser's shield and spot dodging and still being able to hit him with up tilt. That was a little bit nasty with it. Anyways, just goes for the immediate neutral get up. That's a bit of like, it's a nasty position to be in against Bowser. It really does cover all of your options. The best thing that you can do is just sort of wait it out, take the hit. And just beat it up. Oh my God!
Just closing it out in true Falco fashion. You know, you cannot go wrong with the runoff dare. Runoff dare being an immaculate spiking tool. Covers a lot of space too. Literally like right over the ledge, pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Bibbles, I mean, he didn't really give us all that much time to say anything. That was a game that was less than a minute and a half.
He's got places to be, man. He's got places to be. Things to say. Very, very unfortunate air dodge. SD right there from Abso. I actually think this is not Abso.
Yeah, I do recall Abso playing somebody else, right?
This is looking like Zucchini based on the gamer tag. Or rather the in-game tag as well.
Zuck. Fantastic tag.
Zuck. Oh, it is Abso. Okay, so they're all on the same Switch, I'd imagine. Okay. I like it.
I see. Okay.
I like the teamwork. I like it a lot. So yeah, pretty solid first game from Bivers right there. We saw him just really controlling. I like the way he placed his lasers while Abso was off stage just to get that excellent there. And as Bowser, you kind of have to play a little more execution test heavy, especially against Falco. You really have to punish those whiffs quite a bit. Using fair as an approach tool is also really good. It's considering how fast Bowser is and how it's I'd say his best tool in terms of getting range in on the opponent. And you gotta, especially against Spaceys, make sure you have solid edge guarding for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the recovery, like, you know, even if they can come back from like the depths of hell, it's exploitable. It's linear. The timing is always going to be the same. You know, like almost everything they do is reactable. So it just like really boils down to knowing the matchup. But speaking of knowing the matchup, Bivers was so comfortable in the edge guards. Like as soon as they saw that Abso was going to be going low, that was it. That was the stock straight up. They weren't like messing around with it. They knew exactly when and from what angle Bowser can recover. And I think his recovery is definitely one of the more exploitable ones in the game. he has only one way of getting back to stage, and that's up B.
So trying to check out Marist's records right now, how they've been faring against the other schools so far. And from the looks of it, they've had a pretty up and down season, but a lot of more up than down for sure. So these guys definitely seem to be like looking really, really good. However, Sienna College has been kind of clapping everybody every single week. In fact, I don't think they've dropped a single week yet.
Sienna is definitely looking like one of the strongest contenders here. I keep hearing the name week after week after week. I was seeing the character switch from Abso, tries to go for the funny, the back there into the back here. Not going to be able to rob that quite yet, though. Right now, I love the bit of a tempo change, just immediately going to the lasers. On a stage like Smashville, definitely did not have the space to get away with those. But here they're able to mix it up, get a couple of extra bits of center. Nice stuff.
What do you think about the immediate switch to Zard? Because from what I've noticed, my man likes playing the heavies in this game.
It should have worked out. He got the free stock, yeah. Again, I don't know why you would go Zard for this matchup. Especially considering all of the other characters might be comboing better, especially somebody like Squirtle and Ivy's, edge guarding. So maybe it's just a comfort thing.
Having a solid Zard is always really, really good. He can be the scariest Mon on the field at any given time.
My boy is fast. He's fast.
That being said, I really like this Squirtle swap right here. Squirtle's very, very small, quick, can get low to the ground, so lasers may not be the biggest issue for mitigating. And he can get it on any character pretty much in the game really, really quickly.
Wow, right now, Abso is just committing to all of these really hard reads. We're seeing the up smash try to tech chase, tries to go for so many ridiculous options, and then just
Yo, my man swung that neck though to get that stock off real quick.
Damn, I better kill him out of here.
Yeah, that neck don't lie, man. My man's got insane neck game.
I don't even know if you can say that one on stream, Sean. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Oh, my concentration is just gone. Anyways, right now, a completely different game than we're seeing from game one. Abso right now just struggling to initiate. I actually really like the way that Bibber's is struggling to initiate. Wow.
That was almost it. My man straight.
Oh my goodness.
You went in.
So, what happened this game? I feel like Bivers was getting a little bit too comfortable landing on shield, and as a result, they got hit by up B out of shield multiple times.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
the aggression from Abso. Look, his options, albeit were a little unorthodox sometimes, but it didn't look like Bivers had an answer for it. When someone is playing a character in a different style than you're traditionally used to, it can definitely throw off a lot of momentum. And my man looked a lot more comfortable on the Pokemon Trainer. Definitely favored the Zard for the majority of this game, but the other characters he used were Ivy didn't really do much.
The Squirtle is what really set up for the damage on the second stock. Just piled on so much so quickly. Wow. By the way, and that's exactly what I mean about just being comfortable with those edge guards against the spaces. Yes, landing a spike is difficult, but you know exactly where they're going to be. You know when they're going to be in that position to begin with. Because he's only going one space, baby, and that's horizontal.
That's the thing about spaces. At least Wolf is a little bit harder, I feel like, to get rid of, but for Fox and Falco, if they are below the stage and they cannot wall jump to mix up the recovery, they should be dead. There should be no reason you're letting them live. There is also a bit of time after side B that you need to start up B as well. So I like that Abso is very, very aware of that time. And we're just going to throw Falco right out the window, just chucking him, defenestrating the hell out of him, because we got me Sword Fighter now coming out.
You know what? Sure, fine. Bibber is a me Sword Fighter pick into Pokemon Trainer. I
have no idea how this matchup would go. Probably a lot of projectiles, depending on the move kit, because with the Mii fighters, you do get a blank canvas in terms of what you can choose your special moveset to be, and that can kind of drastically change up the style of gameplay that we're seeing right now.
I mean, in this kind of matchup, I feel like I just don't see what Bibbles can do, especially to Ivy. So edge guard, a little bit of a T-back. Okay. Absol.
He's feeling himself.
Absol not having it. Absol's livid. Balding, as you would say. Ooh, not quite. Had the great idea, but I guess they just went for up smash to cover the jump instead of for something like down smash. Either way, wow.
Oh my, the down smash too. It's a pretty quick option from Zard. I'm not too sure what the frame is, but I know Zard down smash is very, very good, and that a lot of Zards don't typically favor to use it. That move is kind of nuts. Right now, Absol looking super duper comfy right now. Like, you know, having a good solid lead on the sword fighter is always good because you don't always have to play their game at that point. They're kind of forced to approach a little bit more than they'd be comfortable with.
Tried to go through the extension, but I don't think they had intentionally angled their side B upwards, almost getting the spike. What is happening? This is one of the strangest Charizards I've ever seen, but gets the multi-hitting Chakram into the F smash. Really, really good stuff. How is it landing on Squirtle?
That's the thing. This little guy can cover landings like nobody's business, but we are going to switch to Ivy's move right here. I just love the stage control that Absol is threatening right now. I think it's one of the strongest aspects of Pokemon Trainer. Just given each Mon serves a different purpose in terms of what they cover on the stage. And I think Ivy is perfect for that mid-range combat. And my man kind of has a sword of his own if you think about Divine as a little bit of extra range.
Yeah, and just like that, you know, we're seeing Bibby start to bring it back a little bit. They put on the damage really well. Good change in the, like, you know, in the pacing and good capitalization, but never mind.
My man had the wrong up beyond.
I mean, they wanted to reset the stock count, I get it, but they had the stock lead. So that's definitely like, you know, that was not a favorable trade for them. And again, I feel like they're not sort of punishing some of these overextensions from Absol. We're just kind of swinging sometimes, and Absol's just able to blow them up for it.
If I had to get in the mind of Divers right there, I'd say he feels that, like, when you take a stock that early, you have to be confident in your neutral exchanges and trades, and I think he may realize that me Sword Fighter does get a lot off of one interaction, whether it's a multi-hit of a chakram or a tornado that knocks someone out. It is pretty much guaranteed damage every time a hit comes out. However, PT is also an advantage state monster too, so if they also score one hit, they can take it pretty far.
So if he gets one down throw or forward up, he's like dead. Yeah, just straight up dead. Yeah, and again, I feel like once again, like Absol's landing really aggressively with all these options. We're seeing things like Flare Blitz in neutral, like fishing for back hills and stuff, going for grounded down hills, like you know. And I really do feel like Biblis could be capitalizing a lot more on some of these buttons. That's it.
Up throw? No, I feel like a back throw would have been a little bit more favorable there just to get stage control. Like the damage is good, but now you've kind of staled up throw a little bit. It won't kill as early. And you also are forced, after a throw, you have to reset neutral too. So if it's an on-stage throw, my man Absol has to go through playing neutral again. And if he overextends one more time, he might get smoked. Okay, this might do it.
Nah, it's still on the ground. Not going to be able to get the platform kill.
It's Kalos, baby.
I mean, that's it. That should be the FDO. No. Okay. I thought for a second. I really thought for a second that it was about to be a really different outcome.
You know what? If it worked once, try again. Also, the damage that up throw does as well is kind of nutty. We can see right here what one up throw will do, right?
Oh, I love all of these.
That was only like 13 damage. Yeah, my man's went in with it. He was like, you know what? I'm going to kill you with up throw, and you're gonna like it, okay? So...
Also, what a call out on the spot though. Should do short hop back down smash. That's just ridiculous. I don't know about these options that Absol was going for, but you know what? They got away with it. Vivers, I think Absol is definitely in Vivers' head. A little bit. They were just unable to punish a lot of these really slow, laggy, reactable buttons. Charizard down air, Charizard Flare Blitz, you know, Ivysaur up smash. I kind of feel like Absol got away with rolling the dice a little bit too much. And as a result, you know, they guessed once correctly, and then just like that, there goes Bibbles.
The important thing is to expect the unexpected, because literally anything can happen, especially at this level of play. Really, really good stuff to Absol right there. Bringing in a pretty tight lead for Marist College at 5 points. But Bivers getting 2 on the board as well after that excellent first game. I do think the counter pick from Absol was really, really good. You know, PT is kind of a Swiss Army knife. That character serves like a lot of functions.
And look at this Absol in the chat, soaking up a little bit of smack, saying these kids just neutral get up like I don't practice against Rograt every day. I'm just built different.
Pretty good though. Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know that
my man's used Flare Blitz and neutral. That's certainly built upon means that differentiate from the norm of society. You built different.
I'm trying to see who's up next. According to the little lovely sheet that Devin provided me before, that I absolutely definitely clicked on the first time he sent it to me.
Yes. So we should be seeing Pango up against Sniffles. I unfortunately can't recall who either of them played. But
so Pango last time played Steve. They were on stream. So I haven't seen any of Marist College's players yet. I'm very curious to see who Pango is going to play and who Sniffles is going to play. I don't know here, but Sienna already down, which is a new thing for them because they've been undefeated throughout the duration of this entire league so far, within all 5 weeks so far.
Yeah, definitely an uncharacteristic start. Like, this is the first time that we're seeing something like this from them, but it's okay. You know what? It's just the first set of the night. It's only 2-5. Also, for those of you guys that do not know, EGFC is running a modified crew battle format. So basically what the scoop is, instead of like a normal crew battle with like, you know, you moving on to your next match with like how many stocks you have left over, you're going to be playing a best of 3 with your opponent. You get a point for every stock that you're left with if you win the game, and then you win 2 extra points for winning the set. So, you know what? Marist did a really, really good job. Nice, good way to open up in the beginning. I thought it was going to look super bleak because that Bowser got kind of sauced.
Got slapped up a little bit, yeah. And as we like to see, you know, we have noticed that schools who tend to open up more strongly have the momentum throughout the entire duration of this crew battle a lot of the time. You rarely ever see reversals from what I've seen through my 4 weeks of commentating, or rather 3 weeks of commentating this collegiate so far. So like an early lead is very, very important to establish because we have seen multiple times where it is almost insurmountable, or like numbers wise, you can't win the crew battle. So the earlier you establish a lead, you want to lead off with your strongest players. Really make sure they're securing those
point where it's inevitable. You know, after like 3 matches of just like not having a lead, like you've lost. You know, it becomes statistically impossible to win that match, and that's just like a really unfortunate point. So your goal here is just to keep it as close as possible, minimize the amount of points that your opponent will be taking home for themselves, and just really sell it home.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you could have the strongest, toughest, most jack dude ever come through last. However, if the team has not done well enough, it doesn't matter how good that guy is. He's only going to be playing for pity points at that point. So you got to make sure you lead off with your strongest players and also have a strong middle. I'd say anchoring is pretty important too, depending on how the crew battle goes. So how in terms of shifting up your order throughout it goes. But yeah, I agree with Luke Waco in Twitch chat too. You can get rolled in this format pretty hard, and that's true. You can get steamrolled pretty dang early by the other crew if you don't put your strongest guys first. I feel like that's okay.
Okay, so a little update. We're not going to be getting Sniffles. We will instead be seeing Rogwart.
Rograt. It's like Rugrat, but Rograt. Yeah.
You got the pronunciation,
Rograt.
Sean.
That's what it looks like, at least. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I imagine. Maybe it has something to do with his actual real life name, or he just is dyslexic, doesn't know how to spell it. Either way, you know, not judging, not hating. I think there's some cool tags in this game. You can make in a game where you can make your tag whatever you want, spell it however you want. You can make your tag smiley face, and that would be fine. So your TO will have to call smiley face, you know, every time. You can make it like a sleeping emoji or something. You can even make it the 100 emoji.
God, I hate that. Please don't enter the bracket like that. I would
enter as a 100 emoji.
I would bully if you did that. Anyways, game 1 between Pango and Rograt. I'm gonna be starting off on PS2. This is Wolf and Greninja on PS2. Name a more iconic duo. Interesting that instead of setting up with like down throw dash attack tech chases, they immediately just transition to up throw. Just for a little bit of a juggle. And right now Pango just getting so much vertical stuff, up tilt, up ace, already being able to pile on 82% really comfortably.
And last time we saw Pango's Steve coming out, but this time we got the Wolf, which I assume is Pango's actual main. At this juncture, maybe my man was like, you know what, I'm tired of crafting and mining for diamond. I'm gonna be out here just swiping right with my Wolf. And we've seen a lot of Greninjas, I'd say, throughout this entire collegiate. Like, I swear to God, every school or every match I've seen has at least one Greninja in it. Like, this is... Apparently, he's a very popular collegiate character.
That is such a well-placed forward too, because it would have covered a get-up attack with a hitbox extension. Man, that substitute dog placement was fantastic, but Shadow Sneak ain't gonna be safe on shield. Really good reaction and punish and awareness. Coming from Pango, able to clean up that free stock. I don't think they're gonna be hanging on to it for that much longer, but Rograt just fishing a little bit too much for these Shadow Sneaks.
Yeah, no, this matchup, it can honestly be very, very back and forth in terms of how these guys are chip hitting each other. Neither of the other really gets like a fat mix on the other one. It's more like they kind of just have very strong neutral interactions that they benefit off of one way or another. That being said, to excel with Greninja in this matchup, you need to penetrate through Wolf's very, very hard defenses, and he's also a character that can attack as well, just as well, or rather defend just as well as he attacks. Like, his aerials are perfect for walling out, and air is beautiful for that. Even retreating fair is really, really good. There as well. Like, this man has it all. Get you a man who can do both, for real.
Who immediately gets it down to go into dash attack. Really good stuff. Kind of looking like Wolf a little bit with that one. And right now Rograt is just starting to pile it on for themselves as well. Just to go for some jab mix-ups. Good awareness to actually dash back from that position. I don't think jab 1 into jab 2 would have linked.
Oh boy. Good roll forward. Excellent reaction right there by Rograt.
Yeah, the delayed wake up came in super clutch. If you missed attack, honestly, sometimes it's a really good idea just to sit there, lie down, wait for them to press a button overextend, because most people are timing the punish option based on, when it's going to be coming back onto the, like, they're timing it assuming you're going to buffer it,
Okay. Rog going right off stage to try and catch Pango. So far, super duper even so far. Like, neither of these guys have really been giving up their neutral too much. They've just been kind of waiting for the other person to overextend. Rograt is getting so many grabs off right now, Pango, based on how Pango's been landing. Trying to look for the Shadow Sneak right now. Not going to get it. F-tilt. I was hoping to see a grab there, maybe.
Yeah, that might have been even able to kill, but good mix-up at the ledge with Shadow Sneak. That's exactly what they need, just to be able to get back onto the stage. F-throw, up-throw, not going to be it quite yet. The rage comes in a little clutch, but not that clutch.
I wonder what his thought process was for opting for the up-throw. Maybe he thought it would have killed, just given the amount of raw rage that my man had on him. F-throw at the ledge might kill, I'd say. Up throw, I think he's going to need a little more percent for that to kill.
And again,
right now,
that was a good idea to go with that Shadow Sneak. They were anticipating a laser, but they were just slightly off on their execution. They were a little bit like too far away. They weren't able to get hitboxed out. But this time, though, they were able to clean up the stock. 193 cents. This is a point where Wolf just needs 8 hit. And boy, oh boy, does he have really good burst options. A dash attack, an F-tilt, anything would be enough to take it, but he is fishing.
My man Pango definitely needs to start respecting these Shadow Sneaks a lot more. He's been getting hit by it a lot. Maybe sitting in shield just a little bit more, trying to anticipate what Rog is going to be doing. Oh my god, he just goes for it.
It just goes for it, unable to actually follow up on it properly, a little bit too close to the edge of the stage. That was very fortunate for the Pango. They were able to get back on, but this damage just does not stop. Rograt is relentless and still not dying at 218. 218, Sean.
My dude is looking very, very patient in neutral as well. Has gotten so much mileage off of this second stock. It is actually unbelievable. Pango just kind of struggling to finish his food, finding the kill. He's going for the right options right now, but my man Rog is just staying way too slippery on his feet right now. He's playing some good nooch, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but you know what? No matter how much good nooch you can play, you miss the guess once, you get hit by an F-tilt, and you explode. But 95%, that was a lot of extra credit for Rograt. But, Wolf, you can put on that damage so quickly. Imagine whiffing a dash grab in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate could be Pango. God, that interaction was painful. I know that feeling so well. You miss a dash grab and you blow up for it. Oh, buddy, that does not feel good, let me tell you.
Really, really good stuff from Rog right now. Kind of baiting Pango in a lot of the time right there. That was a perfect Shadow Sneak cross up right there to just kick Wolf right in the back of the head. Like, Rog definitely has been favoring these Shadow Sneaks a lot, and we see Pango kind of starting to respect them a little bit more. There is pretty ample end lag on the move as well, so if Wolf can find the right option out of shield to punish with, it'll be looking a lot better for him. But really, really well played by Rog right there. Just found his openings beautifully, kind of just using that fair to kind of weave his way in to finding either catching the landings from Pango or just catching him off guard, really. And my man got done in by Shadow Sneak twice that game, so he's definitely got to be more aware that that is a very heavily favored option from Rog. That being said, though, that was only a one stock game right there, so that's only a point on the board.
Yeah, it was super close. Even though like it kind of looked like Raga was outplaying and dominating a little bit. Yeah, really, really still fortunate for Pango that they were able to keep it that close because you know what, it's only 1 point. And there's still a whole set ahead of them. I'm trying to think a little bit. I do feel like there was a lot of fishing for Shadow Sneak. And that's not like really a preferable way to kill. Like sure, you can steal your stock off stage. But wow, is it exploitable? It's so ridiculously unsafe on shield.
It was working pretty well though, honestly, for Rog. I think Pango just needs to start respecting it a lot more. Sitting in shield, waiting a bit more. You know, Wolf does have good aerials out of shield or options, and you don't always have to chase the punish immediately. Like if you have your opponent in the corner, just wait for them to start freaking out. Like, you know, you don't have to be the first one to swing when they're in the corner. But that being said though, Marist starting to build up a little bit of lead. Now we see Pango going Game & Watch. So this is like the third character we've seen from Pango. This matchup, I think that Greninja excels pretty well at it. It can definitely be hard though. He doesn't really have a lot of options to be landing on Game & Watch besides fair, typically. And if my man lands poorly on his shield 1, my man Pango is just going to be pressing that up B. So it can be definitely very, very tricky if you're unfamiliar with the matchup.
But I also feel like what Game & Watch is really looking for often is to be able to land on top of people, especially out of things like up B. And Greninja is one of the most prolific landing catchers in the game. You know, having options like dash attack, having down, so you know, or just being able to pressure from afar with Shuriken. I do think if they're really able to hone in on that, that's where Pango will super struggle.
Right now, Rog, though, holding center stage pretty well thus far. Pango, though, managing to sneak these hits in and catching these landings really, really nicely. I think the switch to Game & Watch was, I'd say, a pretty good choice. Oh my gosh, yeah. Gotta watch out for that, doing that. That is very, very solid counterplay. Greninja being pretty much one of the only characters in the game that can pick the direction he goes in after the counter.
What a catch on the dash, and that was a really nicely timed up smash. Yeah, it's just like a good way of just catching people being aggressive. And I don't know about that up smash. I feel like they definitely could have done like a full hop neutral and up or something out of that. That string did not look anywhere close to being complete.
Right now, if I'm Rog, I'm probably looking for a forward air dash attack up smash, because that is a true combo on pretty much most of the cast for Greninja, especially at startup percents as well. But, you know, getting those chip hits as well is very, very important, especially for establishing your mix. Especially on a character like Game & Watch, where most of the time you're going to be trying to watch how he lands. Because you're not really going to get a lot of opportunities to whiff punish him, just given how good Game & Watch's frame data is.
Yeah, but I've got to say, Pango is looking so much more comfortable, not only in this matchup, but also on the stage. Look at that. Extending Chef into up bit. What was that?
That's crazy.
That was a little slutty, huh? That was a little wild. It looks so much more comfortable just moving around on the stage. And it's just looking so much better for them. They're really playing untouchable. And I feel like the hit that Rograt is getting, they're just one-off, so they're not able to link it into anything else.
That's kind of the struggle for Greninja, especially against characters like Game & Watch, where they can kind of get out of disadvantage pretty quickly at the touch of a button. So it's not really up to Rugrat to be trying his best to get those chip hits in and make them work the most mileage he can. That was so scary right there. Just dipping down with that there. Ooh, gotta be careful how you land. He's gotten up smashed quite a few times for those landing there. He's gotta be spacing them really, really well. We keep seeing the shadow sneak attempt over
and again,
and over again.
I feel like it's fishing at this point. Really, really exploitable. Game & Watch has miraculously amazing.
I'm out. I'm out. All right, I'm gonna head out real quick.
We're just done with that one. Listen, fighting Game & Watch on Battlefield as anybody, boy oh boy, that's not really a great time. He gets so many platform extensions, it becomes so difficult to hit him. He makes his landing so ambiguous. I think the real play here is for game 3 just to go on a nice flat stage where, you know what, Game & Watch doesn't have all of these landing mix-ups. As soon as he has these landing mix-ups available to him, that's where it starts to get really difficult. Also, that platform movement, that bouncy movement,
I think my man tried to go for like a hydro pump cancel or something right there. That's kind of wild.
You know, it still looked kind of cool without it.
Yeah, it was nice.
Look at that. Hitting that, bouncing off of it.
There goes the log.
Yeah. Pango was like, I have no idea what's happening, but I sure don't know how to punish that.
Oof. And yeah, just a lot of the landings that Rograt was choosing on Pango, they were getting called out super duper hard, just given how good Game & Watch's smash attacks are at catching landings. Pango definitely played that very, very confidently, a lot better than he played the first game with Wolf, for sure. And I think it made Rograt a little antsy, and they kind of did themselves in. Pretty even games in sets we're seeing so far, though. Like, the counter picks seem to be the name of the game this time around.
No, definitely. I mean, it's going to be really difficult because I feel like a lot of college players have like some really like unsuspecting pockets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So for all you know, like Pango could like switch it up one more time, pull out another pocket. But I think the key to is really going to the right stage so that you'd be able to capitalize on those landings. Otherwise, how are you going to be able to initiate against Game & Watch? How are you going to be able to punish him on something like Battlefield, you know? And the answer is simply you're not. You have to go for a lot of one-off interactions, and that's not what Greninja does best. Greninja is best when he's able to stay in there, when he's able to, you know, just minimize your options and burn your resources and hit you over the wall. But just like that, they're going to be sticking with the Game & Watch, sticking with the Greninja. And if I had to guess, this would be either Kalos or FD or something like PS2.
I could see it for sure. Greninja doesn't really have too many bad stages, to be fair. I think PS2 is a great one as well, just given how the placement of the platforms and the lower ceiling kind of affect how Greninja... Like, it gives Greninja a lot more avenues to kill a little bit more quickly. So far, though... Ooh, this is bad. This is going to be a lot of damage.
There's no way. I don't even feel like that did that much.
That jab that jab can feel scary sometimes, though, for sure.
That's like those like really slow multi jabs. Yeah. Where like, they don't even do that much damage, but it just doesn't feel good to get hit by.
No, it doesn't.
Goes to the pratfall bait get up attack into a dash attack. That was kind of cool. I really like that. I feel like they definitely could have gotten a bigger punish from it, but you know what? I appreciate the attempt nonetheless. And you feel like you attempt to try to punish the down air, but Pango was able to dash attack. Oh my goodness.
You know, Pango's circumventing that, saying, I have an invincible up smash. You cannot deal with me. You know, if you try to land on this noggin, you're gonna be stubbing your toe pretty hard right there.
And that's going to be some Game & Watch combos, but I feel like they're really greedy with some of these finishers. Maybe they're just really confident.
It could seem that way, honestly. The thing is, Game & Watch's combo game on Greninja is great, just given Greninja's size, weight, and how quickly he can fall. It makes things a lot harder because Greninja doesn't really reliably get combo hits on Game & Watch unless the right circumstances are in place. So you're mostly going to be fishing for chip hits and little openings here and there. And it can be hard because Game & Watch is pretty tiny. So and if you're even the slightest bit unsafe on his shield, my man will hit the eject button real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. That foiler, of course, not going to be enough quite yet. They keep throwing stuff out these recoveries with something like Water Shuriken. They just need to find a way to clutch out the stock. That's going to be so difficult. You have to sound once and you're leading it down smash kill confirm. Wow.
This is definitely looking mighty tough for my man Rog. He's got to pretty much win trades over and over again against Game & Watch for 3 stocks. Game & Watch is pretty light, so they don't take the longest to die, but with a character like Greninja who can't really get in as
Look
reliably.
at his option coverage. Raga just keeps on neutral air dodging over and over and over.
Yeah.
They're eating these bombs, they're eating these up there. That's such a nasty position to be in.
I think the main thing he has to be going for now is just safe fairs and also safe nairs like that, and also catching those landings with dash attack. Like you have to pretty much respect the amount of burst that Game & Watch does have at his disposal. Oh my god! That's not gonna be it though. He's going for it, and why not? He's up by so much right now. He can definitely afford to chase for these kills a little bit more. Especially on a character as slippery as Greninja. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a forwarded into the up smash. Honestly, I don't even know if that was a drop shield. That could have been a shield poke. Forwarded does an exceptional amount of shield damage. It just keeps you in shield for a long time.
Yeah, Rog definitely struggling to get in there most of the time. Yeah, he dropped shield. He was like, he dropped a bomb on me. I'm either gonna roll away or just do something. But my man just dropped it. You know. Pango bringing Sienna back into it. Actually stealing them the lead now. So right now Sienna's going to be up, I believe, 8-6. Pango just playing really solidly that game 2 and 3. I think Game & Watch was definitely the right pick to deal with Greninja. As you know, it's a little bit hard. It's not impossible for Greninja by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, you can get a fair amount of mix on Game & Watch. You just have to know what the safest moves are to go for, and you need to manage your disadvantage really well. If you're caught freaking out, neutral air dodging, or dropping shield in situations that you shouldn't be, you're going to be getting slumped pretty easily. And
I also just feel like we saw like a lot of fishing taking place. Maybe like not the most optimal kills. I didn't see a single back hit that whole setting. Greninja's back hit at low percent. The move is ridiculous.
It can be very good, especially after the scoop up on dash attack. Using it as a poking tool, you have to make sure it's spaced really well. You're almost better off most of the time using fair. It's literally a sword. Just use your sword to outrange the character that does not have a sword. And if you space correctly on your landings, you should be good with poking right there. I against Game & Watch also, you really have to be catching those down air landings. Like a lot of Game & Watches like to do it because it doesn't have too much end lag and you get to the ground almost safely, pretty much just navigating through the air cleanly. I feel like you have to watch those landings. I definitely feel like Rugrat could have just adjusted their timing on punishing the down airs a little bit better, because they were looking to catch the landings, right? So they had that conceptual knowledge. But every time I saw them go for the dash attack, I saw the spot dodge come out. So I would have liked to compensate. I would have liked to see those dash attacks be a little bit more preemptive, because that way they really would have been able to land it. Also, just mix it up. Like if they are spot dodging on at the time, don't be afraid to put out a more active hitbox like jab or something like that, or just wait for the spot dodge. Even Greninja's both pivot grab and regular grab are pretty, like his regular grab is super long, so it might be able to catch actually the spot dodge if you think it's going to happen. Like just basically read what your opponent's options are going to be if they have a spot dodge habit, if they have a rolling habit. Spot dodge canceling is hard to deal with, especially for certain characters on the roster, but it is not impossible to defeat. You just have to catch onto it, and if you catch onto it, your opponent really won't have any other answers for it. But still, really good stuff to Pango right there. Sienna getting themselves back into the fray right now, and not in a moment too soon, because there's still 3 sets left for both of those schools. We're seeing some 3 sets left. This is one of the only times I've seen somebody go into, like a lead and then immediately lose it. Like, this is like a first, because I feel like the college matchups have been just like overwhelming for one school up until now. So hopefully maybe we'll just be seeing some like really close matches. It's exciting, isn't it? It is exciting. I like it a lot, for sure. It's always good to see close matches. Up next, we should be having Zuroi and Zucchini. Do you remember anything about these players? I'm trying to remember who Zuroi played, but I am struggling to come up with anything. However, last time I would like to note that he apparently last week was Sienna College's MVP. I remember he played really well. Forget what character he played, unfortunately, but he did do very well last week. So he might be the strongest player coming out right now for Sienna. Hard to say though, but we're gonna see what character they're playing anyway. Double Bowser!
Double Bowser! Let's go!
Oh boy!
Man, I don't even know what to say about this one.
Yeah, this is kind of just who can execute better, get the big hit on the other person a little bit more quickly. It is a very, very goofy matchup to play. But if you can punish Bowser's whiffing, ledge trap the hell out of him, you know, Bowser is his own worst enemy a lot of the time because a lot of combos will work on him. Spacing him out will work really, really well. He can also ledge trap the hell out of himself super duper well, and just like that, already Zucchini off to a great start right there.
Yeah, and there's like little Bowser could do in that situation either, because if you know, if they chose to air dodge it, that would also set them up into a frame trap. Into another option, that's gonna be the grounded down air, two grounded down air. I have no idea what just happened, but gorillas, both of them. I hated you. Oh my goodness.
This is kind of like a wrestling match just between two huge men, literally. Like, it's pretty much going to be who gets the big hit, who will force the other person to tap out a little more quickly. Finally, we're seeing a flamethrower. I'm loving that. Flamethrower really, really good for catching Bowser's recovery. Side B won't be killing that early, just given how heavy Bowser can be. Down B will definitely do the job.
Yeah. Man, I feel like both of them are just like pressing big boy buttons. I think one of them could take the time and say, hey, wait a second. Maybe I could just like sort of play back and wait for you to whip at this point in time. Either way, that side B more than enough to kill Zucchini. Pretty good lead for themselves right now, but I feel like this matchup is extraordinarily volatile. All Zagoi really needs is like one good hit, throw Zucchini off stage.
It could definitely change at a moment's notice. That being said, I'm liking how Zucchini is managing his options a little bit better. It just seems like Zoroi is going for the jump-ins a lot of the time.
Did you see that interaction?
Oh my god, they're just going for it. They're just pressing the big boy buttons.
It just doesn't stop.
Wow, that was a really, really good drop through platform side B right there from Zucchini. And the name of the game, you know, if you're trying to mount that comeback, you want to be keeping your stocks right here. Ooh. So if Zucchini can finish this stock off of Zoroi, he will be able to secure 2 points right there for Marist and bring them right back into the game. We've got a tied up match right now, I believe.
That's just like such a nasty position to be in. Bowser's forward just covers an absurd amount of space. It will beat any option that Bowser can throw out when they're off stage. Like, what are they supposed to do? Air dodge, you're dead. Up B, you get a hit out of it. There is nothing that you can do in that position. As long as you have a jump, you could try to 50-50 it. But, you know, as soon as you're out of a jump, like, that's it. You have to hold that. If the opponent lets you get back onto the stage and you're Bowser without a jump off stage, they kind of just flubbed on the execution, I feel like.
It just seems like Zucchini also had a better grasp on how to find his openings on Zoroi. You saw Zoroi kind of struggling a little bit, trying to go for side B in some places where he probably shouldn't have been. He was whiffing attacks a lot of the time or doing attacks with large startup. It gave Zucchini so much ample time to pick his spots really, really well and get those big hits. And, you know, Marist is looking good. You know, for a team that has had a up and down season, their players roster looks extremely solid, and being able to contend with an undefeated college like Sienna is pretty impressive, especially in the Ditto. I feel like the Ditto is where a lot of cheese happens, but also your chops are definitely tested on how well you know your character, because, you know, you have to know, you know, not only through playing your character what good things your character can do, but you also have to know how to punish your own character's bad things as well.
I feel like a lot of Ditto matchups fall into one of two categories, where they're either like both characters kind of just shut each other down and it's really slow because they just get out of each other's options. And then there are other Dittos where I feel like both characters just counter each other so hard that it's explosive. But that being said, a Ditto it will be no more, because we're actually going to be seeing the character switch to a Banjo-Kazooie from Zoroi.
The pocket's looking deep for both schools right now, for sure. Both these guys are like, all right, let me just, I grabbed the wrong piece of chapstick out of my pocket. Let me just pull another one out. Oh, we got Banjo. Okay. So I don't know how this is really going to make up the differential. The thing about Bowser is that he's still so big and so fast. He can really close the gap and has pretty big hitboxes to punish any escape options that Banjo has at their disposal. I don't know how defensive we're going to see Zoroi play this, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just feel like overall, like Zucchini is just like really on top of it, respecting Banjo's space where it's due. I love the option to go for the up smash there because Banjos will tend to drift in with their down B, thinking that they're nice and safe. So it was like a good, appropriate use of armor there.
Oh boy, and we're seeing a little bit of a struggle now for Zucchini to start getting his way in. But that being said, he does find that opening with that excellent side B. My man's off stage, though. No ledge trap set up whatsoever. Not even a little grenade coming out of Zoroi right there. I feel like as Banjo, you want to be disrupting the battlefield as much as you can and make it even worse for Bowser to land, because that my man kind of does struggle to land sometimes with how big he is. I think that grenade is something he should be throwing out a lot more, for sure.
You know, that move is absolutely busted. It's just like this huge hitbox that Bowser has to respect, honestly. This big bit of impenetrable space.
Ooh, okay, you gotta wonder when coming out. We're gonna be seeing a fat punish right here from Zucchini, though. Yeah, I don't know if this counter pick was the right idea. Maybe my man was just very uncomfortable in the ditto, but you need to know the ditto of your character. It is very, very important. You know, it can be very, very hurtful to both your pride and your ego if you're found losing the ditto or not having the right chop. So make sure you study up, for sure. Just play it out when you can, and don't always be adverse to changing, because if you a lot of the dittos, you will have opportunities to outplay your opponent, whether it be very, very small or very, very big. Oh my gosh,
they saved them twice because I just saw Zugoi pineapple themselves under the stage, just like that little bit of a crawl back Zuck, you know, just letting Zugoi know who's boss with that interaction, and finally able to take the first stock. But I don't know. I just feel like Zucchini is just super on top of it. They're just looking confident.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's not really giving Zoroi any room for momentum right here. Like, the thing about trading with Bowser is that Bowser can pretty much favorably trade a little bit better, depending on how strong the other character's combo game is. Just how big and meaty his hitboxes are. Like, they hit so hard. Like, look at that command grab right there. That did 23 damage off of a frame 6 move. Like, that thing is insane.
And then just really immediately catching Zugoi up, pressing a button, bringing it all the way to 39. Bowser literally needs to win just a few more neutral interaction. That's going to be it. But you know what? I've got to say, just by putting so much more stuff out there, we're seeing more grenade usage, just as you said. Definitely working in favor of Zugoi right here.
Might be too little too late at this juncture, though. Definitely closing the gap just a bit more. If he can take this stock right here, he'll at least be able to minimize the bleeding. If he does, excellent job catching the air dodge back. Wonder Wing being very, very powerful. The best thing to do against that move is just shield. Respect it. You know, it's like those Capri Sun commercials. You got to respect the pouch, man.
And again, this is right now something that's pretty doable for Zugoi, as long as they just don't overextend on Bowser's shield. I feel like that should have been the back here with some other
option. For sure.
But they just kind of dropped it. Maybe they didn't think it would pop up.
Zucchini now struggling to find this kill just a little bit. I think that Zoroi has become a little bit more accustomed to how Zucchini is moving. They've also been noticing that there's been a lot of jump ins from Zucchini this entire set as well. Oh, little risky way of finding their way back. That should not be it.
No, not quite. Banjo is quite a thick lad. And Bowser's after not as powerful as you would think it is, but the next hit is definitely going to be it. Look at that, baiting the option. Now the next time I'd like to see it, I want to see the punish on it.
So good. Zoroi's coming alive a little bit now. Definitely with this usage, he's bringing it ever so much more. Oh!
No, my God.
He made it.
That's what happens when you get antsy.
Yeah.
You get antsy, you start pressing those buttons, you overextend, and you get blown up for it. I think Zugoi did a fantastic job of catching onto Zucchini's aggression.
Was that a 3-stock comeback? Was that a whole reverse 3-stock?
Yes, sir.
That was such a good catch right there. All my man had to do was just get up attack. Get up attack would have knocked Banjo away, especially when they were doing a smash attack. Wow, Zucchini struggling a lot to finish their food there. Look at how confident they looked here. They were just going for off stage. That's how you know you're confident with Bowser, once you start going off stage. My man had a 3-stock lead, Bowser with Rage, and I feel like he just couldn't close it out. He was getting a little antsy for the kill, as you were saying before, picking a lot of panicky options, and that's what happens. Composure is so important to have at any level of play, because it does make all the difference for your clutch victories. Like, if you have your composure, you're going to be more likely to win games. And when Zucchini was put on the back foot, his disadvantage was not looking solid, especially throughout these last two stocks.
Like what was that? What was that down here? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They weren't waiting. They weren't reacting. I feel like they tunnel visioned super hard. They tunnel visioned into the idea that you know what, that Zugoi was just going to go a certain way, but they stopped reacting at a certain point, and as a result, they blew up for it.
That could have been such a good lead for Marist right there as well. That literally would have won them the entire set without and denying any extra points right there, or any points whatsoever from Zeroy. But my man Zeroy just never gave up. He persevered that the entire game. He was like, all right, it's not looking good for me, so let me try the best I can. You know, I always say, like, if you're down a lot, just tell yourself, let's see what we can do here, because you know you can always bring it closer. As long as you got one stock, you're still fighting, you know? The game is not over until the announcer goes, game! Really, really clutch stuff right there from Zeroy.
Yeah.
You love to see it. You also hate to see it. If
You,
you're from
you hate to see it, you know, like when a player just thinks they have victory within their grasp.
Yeah.
But they get a little too confident with
Don't
it. They
play
get a
with
little
your
too
food.
confident. Yep.
Don't play with your food. So now I don't know if we're going to be seeing Zeroy stick with the banjo. You know, that was kind of a squeak out victory right there, but he looked a lot better once he started playing defensively, just using grenades a lot more, catching those landings with F smash. Like, very, very minimalistic banjo play, but it worked to his favor. So gonna be seeing some stage counter picking going on here. I can't even conceive what stage they would be picking right here in this matchup. But yeah.
Yeah.
Just wow. That game was wow. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it right now. Banjo, I mean, what they really like is having a nice platform above them so that they can run away. Make sure people don't really jump in on them. And what Bowser is just really looking for is just like enough space to run in under you, and just to be able to catch your landings consistently. But I don't know, I feel like Bowser is a character who really excels in a lot of different stages.
Definitely platforms, I think, are something that Bowser likes a lot. I'm trying to think, honestly. It has to be some with platforms. I feel like Bowser really, really, really does like platform as opposed to flatter stages a lot of the time. I could be wrong, of course, on that front. And yeah, okay, we got Battlefield coming right back. So this is kind of Zucchini's opportunity here to clean up the mess that he left unfinished that last game. And it is all the more opportunity for Zeroy to keep building that momentum he established, especially with that excellent reverse 3 stock right there.
And again, with all of these anti-landings, I just feel like Zucchini starting to fish for a little bit, but instead of a sea bass, all they're getting is just a bunch of mulligans over and over. Man, like you know, at this point, Zugoi is just so ready for it. They're positioning themselves years in advance to be able to punish it.
Oh boy. All right, looking a lot more even this time around. I think the stage pick definitely helps Zucchini out a lot, just given how much space Bowser can threaten.
Ooh, got a little too greedy with the punish. This time, though, they only got the late hit of the F smash. Either way, that was so close to getting really nasty and quickly too. Down through just a little bit of percent.
Yeah, Zeroy doesn't have as much space to really be comfortable this time around. Like, my man can't even Wonder Wing in peace to get himself out of a bad situation as well. So as long as Zeroy can just hold stage control really, really solidly, he should be fine.
Goes for the F through, not going to be able to kill quite yet, not close enough to the edge of the stage. They try to cover the landing with the grenade, but instead of actually following the drift of it and maybe air dodging, they faded back a little bit and went high. Just left themselves so exposed.
And look at the patience right there that Zucchini's already displaying on the ledge, like in comparison to the last game. Like, my man definitely does not want to flub once again. He is waiting a lot more patiently for these landings. And, oh man. Oh man. But we've been in this situation before, Dara. We are familiar to the territory.
Yeah, this is called Zuck has the lead, and as soon as they start overextending, they just, you know what, they gotta slow it down. So it's gonna be up to them to be able to clutch it out, because it's already been established that, like, you know, that Zugoi can do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't rush to finish your food all the time, because if you try to eat too fast, you might throw up. my man has got to relax. He is up 3 stocks to 1. He's looking very, very comfortable. We got a very, very angry Bowser right now with rage. No longer. Yeah, you got to be very, very careful. And Zeroy's opened up the gate for him. You just gotta capitalize really, really
I
well.
love that idea. Trying to go for another neutral as a platform extension. It didn't work out, but I love the concept behind it. Goes for the side B, not going to be able to kill quite yet. This is looking so tough right now.
Yeah, it's looking way different from the last game. It just seems like, yeah, I feel like Zucchini was a lot more confident this time around. Took the game at his own pace. I think the stage helped a lot because it didn't give Zoroi a lot of room to really navigate, move around, and run away from Bowser, because Banjo does need a little bit of time to set up to get his game plan established. He's not really a character that excels at approaching a lot of the time, and Zucchini did a really, really good job of keeping his composure. A really unfortunate SD right there. I guess my man Banjo got called for dinner or something like that from his mama. No clue. No clue what happened, but you know, that Zucchini cleaning it up really, really nicely and tugging the lead back into Marist's clutches.
Yeah, I mean, going to a stage like Battlefield can be really, really helpful against some kinds of, you know, like turtle characters and zoners, just because the extra platforms definitely gives you more ways to sort of break space on them, right? So you can jump up on the third platform and see like what they do. You know, you could just sort of like, there's so many different positional
Oh, you know what? I think I know Zucchini, actually. I think we've met. I think we met at Smash and Splash and we played Mafia together for one game.
Really?
I think he was like I don't know if this is the same Zucchini, but the Zucchini I know is like a Pokken player or whatever. He's like really, really good at Pokken. But yeah, I know he also plays Smash as well. Might be the same Zucchini, might be a different Zucchini, I don't know.
I'm sure there's a couple of Zucchinis out there, but you know what? I see Zucchinis in the chat. Maybe Zucchini could drop us a quick little response.
I don't know.
You know, two lovers separated by circumstances. This would be the most romantic story of tonight.
I don't know what kind of narrative you're trying to weave here, but
listen, dog, I'm trying my best. You know, for the fans. It's for the fans back home, Tiki.
all we can do is our best.
Yeah.
So, I believe we'll have Waffle and Sniffles coming up next. I'm really blanking. I know Knight played.
Dog, we see like 30 players.
I know, there's literally like 40 plus players we have to keep track of per week.
There is no way we got everybody. And you know what, Sean? I think it's time we relinquish ourselves of those expectations. We break past those boundaries. We acknowledge it. And you know what? We go into the games with a nice, fresh, open mind. And if we remember a little something, then we remember something. And if we don't, we don't, Sean. And that's just the reality of the situation. You don't have to be so hard on yourself all the time. That goes for everybody in chat as well. You guys always have to be hard on yourselves. You know? I feel like there is this pressure to always be doing your best. You don't have to. Just try. Just try your best. You don't have to do the best.
Yeah, true. I think trying your best is way more important. Just because, like, mentality in this game is, like, so important. Like, you need to have a good mentality or else you're just going to crumble as soon as you're at a deficit. If you get angry frequently or you're too hard on yourself throughout your interactions. I don't know what just happened to your webcam.
What just happened to my webcam?
I think you got Thanos snapped out of existence or something like that.
Wait, it's all good on. Okay.
All right, we're good.
Sure.
All right. Anyways. All right. So yeah, I do. Okay, now I remember. Waffle is indeed the Sonic player coming out of Sienna, up against my man Sniffles, who's repping the Neo Geo Terry skin. So I'm always excited to see some Terry gameplay. The character is super duper cool to watch. Probably not so fun to play against. It's really up to Waffle to not give Sniffles any room whatsoever to breathe. Just given how quick Sonic is and how you don't want to give Terry time, especially post 100, you have to just.
They had the right read on that F smash, but just unfortunately did not position themselves correctly. So next time I just want to see those adjustments when they're trying to cover goal distance. Again, I like these ideas to try to catch these landings in. It's definitely going to make Sniffles a little bit uncomfortable. Make them second guess themselves as they jump in. Good down smash out of shield to punish that. And a nice catch on the recovery. That was really, really good just because like Kelly has a lot of startup on a lot of his recovery options. And so you need to go punish it before he presses that button. Because once he's pressing it and afterwards, like that's a huge hitbox covering it, buddy. But beforehand, it's like a nice window, and I like the fact that Waffles was able to capitalize.
Yeah, and I like how they're just trying to finish their food as quickly as they can. You know, Terry is kind of a ticking time bomb. Once he does get to 100, he starts getting these really, really reliable combos and punishes that can either kill you really, really early or do a ton of damage. So it's very, very important to try and kill him sub 100 or just get the edge guard. Try to capitalize. My man's recovery is pretty good, but it takes a lot of time to start up, and with a character like Sonic that can enclose space really, really quickly, it's super duper important to chase that man as much as you can, within reason, of course.
Absolutely. Now they're starting to put on that shield pressure, but what a fantastic parry. Normally, like, a lot of characters don't have the ability to punish out of the shield, but what an up parry.
That's dead.
Damn, that move works sometimes. I don't like that. I don't like that anymore.
It do be putting in work sometimes.
No punish on the whiff though. I feel like they just maybe weren't like too confident in that position. It's really awkward to try to punish something when your back is facing towards somebody, and like,
oh my god, the catch!
This should be it. A little bit too late on the
time. They didn't
time.
Follow up. They have to. You still have to follow. You still have to finish your food, even if you've gotten them with no jump. That is more opportunity for you to refresh your resources quickly and get back out there and make sure you finish the job.
Look at this. They're just waiting for them to press a button. Waffle just seems so confident right now, and that's exactly what I mean. Sonic can outcharge you. He can just wait for you to finish, but cool, buddy.
Really, really good burn knuckle right there from Sniffle. Burn knuckle really, really good. It traverses a lot of space quickly, and it's way more powerful than people give it credit for. You can also catch Misty Eye really, really well. My man jumping out of there, not trying to get caught that time. Oh my god, I'm smashed didn't kill.
Next hit is most definitely going to be able to do it. And look at that, so scared, almost catching that running as well.
Terry heavy. Oh, we didn't see. No. Oh, there we go. He was trying to go for it right there, but missed it the first time. Yeah.
Beautiful conversion.
You have to hit those for sure. I know it's a little bit of a weird input for sure. Up tilt into Power Geyser is really, really potent. And it can kill super duper early depending on how much rage Terry has. Like, that probably would have killed, but would have done a ton of damage. My man whiffed it the second time around, unfortunately. And Waffles kind of ran all over him. So
I feel like every time Waffle needed a kill, he was able to get it.
Yeah.
Like the conversions that Waffle was like putting out, the edge guards, being able to do like side B into forward, so consistent. And especially on a character like Terry, where, you know, he's a big boy, he's a super heavy, his angle could be kind of predictable, but, you know, it's not easy to always get that kind of stuff with Sonic. I feel like he could be inconsistent sometimes. So really good stuff to Waffle in that regard.
My man was just not afraid to chase for the kills, and rightfully so. Terry really doesn't have a lot of counterplay to get the opponent off of him unless the circumstances are absolutely correct. So you can afford to chase him high or off stage as much as you want. And I like how Waffle was not afraid to do that and just kept going. He didn't get scared. He didn't get antsy. He just did his job. My man punched in for his 9 to 5, put the tie on, and he put in the work.
Yeah, that game, I feel like Waffle just looked really confident, especially in neutral throughout most of it. They did a good job of just sort of calling out a lot of dashes, calling out a lot of high recovery attempts. So going into game 2, I want to just see much more patient, reserved play. There were definitely times when, you know, goodness, I'm so sorry, I'm blanking out on the tag. Sniffles was like holding forward and pressing forward one. I feel like they could have just chilled out a little bit, you know?
For sure. I think also just keeping a good mid-range against Sonic, using very, very low committal moves. Power Geyser is really good to force out jumps, but also Nair. Nair into Burn Knuckle, pretty reliable.
Anything with tilts. Throwing out like a bunch of tilts at once, as many little hitboxes as possible, it'll just stop Sonic right in his tracks.
Terry can swing a lot, for sure. So you just got to make sure you anticipate the approach well and not overcommit with any like big smash attacks or crazy specials or anything like that. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
But yeah, they're going to be jumping into game 2 now. I'm interested to see what kind of stage. I feel like the stage just being like a little bit bigger definitely does favor Sonic. So if I were to be Sniffles in this moment, I would have opted for something like Smashville, you know?
All right, here we go. Get back into it, though. Game numero dos right here. So it's really up to Sniffles to see what kind of adaptations he can make to deal with Waffle's onslaught, because Waffle is very, very aggressive, and my man is not afraid to go in as much as he can before he has to reset neutral once again. We're seeing it right here already, just so fast out of the gate right here.
Yeah,
like
right
that
off the bat, just able to rack on a little bit of damage, but unfortunately, going to be down tilting. Oh, that F tilt. Going to be tilting the wrong way. Really unfortunate. Trying to extend the combo a little bit with neutral is able to land it. I feel like Waffle is just so good at putting on damage with Sonic.
I like the stage counter pick a lot because it gives less space for Sniffles to try to have to anticipate how quickly Waffle's going to be coming at him. He also what's the move called?
That was such a good rollout. That was good of him.
Oh, there we go. He found it. He found the confirm right there. Really,
and the
really
wave
good.
landed between stocks. Let's go.
What's Terry's forward B called? The other one, not burn knuckle, but the crack shoe. Okay. Yeah, crack shoe can also mitigate space pretty well. Really, really good stuff now. Like we're seeing Sniffles come alive super duper hard now.
I feel like right now, the way that Waffle is playing, they're like starting to press these buttons a little bit sooner. I feel like before they were just sort of reacting and waiting for Sniffles to commit to a button once. Also, the game's getting kind of choppy. What's going on?
Who's dropping those packets, Dev? Ooh, okay. All right. Oh, no.
Nah, they're good.
Oh, God.
They realize they
That
messed
stock
up.
right
No
there.
capitalization from Sniffles. Really unfortunate.
Ooh, and again, another chase kill right there. Yeah, I feel like Sniffles has got to be managing his disadvantage just a little bit better. Really watching out for Waffle chase kill. Maybe go for a little more neutral air dodge here and there. You know, neutral air dodge, really, really good landing option. Definitely really good to do if there's an immediate threat because characters usually can't follow up after they whiff. Oh boy. Ooh, tried to connect this.
I appreciate the attempt, but was a little bit off on the spacing of it. Didn't get punished just a little bit for it. Nicely spaced and time neutral. Like, was able to, you know, even on parry that looked super safe.
Sniffles looking a lot better this game, but Waffle's still benefiting more off of the trades that these guys have been going through, and he's been able to finish his food a little bit more reliably. He's just been chasing as much as he can. Oh boy. But this is where it gets a little scary, is what I would say if my man did not miss the up.
No, they missed
Unfortunate.
the down charge. They didn't hold down.
Is there a way to do that? Do you have to use the analog stick, dude, or can you use the P
I
stick
think
on your
you
way
have
down?
to use the analog stick.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. You have to do it immediately out of hit stun to get the charge, because if you do it too late, Terry will start fast falling, and I think that is what happened right there. You have to start the charge while you're hit stun, so still keep your movement by angling the stick left or right diagonally, but you have to start it immediately. If you start it too late, you will just sink like a rock, and it'll suck. It'll suck. So really good stuff to Waffle right there, though. Cleaned it up very nicely. Could have been a little bit more scary of a game. And we're just seeing a slobber knocker right now between both schools. This is all going to come down to this last set right here. The score is 13-12, so there's a very strong possibility of a comeback right here for Marist. Anagram is going to have to pull it out, and Knight is going to have to really want out. But we did see last time Knight is a very reliable anchor. I believe they play Shulk. They looked really good last time. I want to see what Anagram has and what he can put out, because this is pretty much the verge of an upset right here. Like, Sienna has been undefeated this entire season so far. So if Marist can secure another dub on them,
This is the closest we've had in such a long time.
It's the closest I've ever seen, period. I think. I don't think I've seen a closer crew battle in this league before. So it's good to see. Marist definitely came to play. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm sure both players are a little nervous, you know. Hopefully they do their best. It's also Shulk, so I don't know what matchup we're gonna see from Anagram, what they're gonna pull out. It could be anybody's game. I don't know.
What I've seen so far is like
Got it.
from the college players so far, I haven't seen anybody with like a good answer to Shulk. I think a lot of players that I've seen in the collegiate league so far have been overwhelmed by the Shulks, right? They just sort of get like, oh no, flashy colors, and then suddenly Speed Shulk is all up in there. Yeah, no, I really do. This is like, I'm really serious about this. Like, I've seen like 4 sets of Shulk so far. People just seem overwhelmed with his buttons, overwhelmed with his disjoints, not really sure how to initiate. So I'm curious if it's going to be any different this time.
Who knows? Who knows, girl? Who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen here.
That's just my predictions. I'm just looking into the future.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw, I'm gonna see if I can do a little post-week analysis. Or rather, yeah. Knight did really, really well last week. Anagram also did immaculately for Marist last time. So it seems like both of these players know their stuff confidently enough to kind of pile drive the other opponent, because Knight scored a total of 6 points last time, and Anagram was able to net 7 points last time. So both of these guys look very, very confident. Already I can see just through that number alone that these guys can pick up momentum. They can keep it. And both of them look pretty skilled from what I'm reading on paper right now. So I'm very, very excited to see what the conclusion of this crew battle is going to go. That is why you got to put your strong players first, and also make sure you have a strong
Establish
backbone.
that lead. Establish that lead.
You
Make
know?
sure you have somebody in the center who's,
who can keep the lead up, you know? They won't drop it.
putting
It's
your
very, very
strongest
important.
player in the back, I feel like is kind of a waste sometimes.
I think you should put your second strongest player in the back. I feel like your strongest player to lead off with, just to get a fat lead. That way they do their job fine with no hiccups or anything like that. Have a decent second to third. I'd say put maybe the weakest player around that second to fourth spot right there. And you also want your second strongest guy at the end, just to either bring it back if he needs to. Also, I don't know if they have to lock in their orders at the beginning of the crew battle, but make sure you keep that fluidity. Like, get a good read on the situation. Crew battles are all about strategy, who you can send in to deal with who. And this, I think it's just about player skill and not matchups more so. Sometimes you'll just get an unlucky matchup, but I feel like player skill factors in a lot harder than matchups for this format.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like something like matchups is only relevant at certain levels of play. Like really like the upper echelons, I don't know. Upper levels of play.
Echelon is good.
Echelons, that's the word.
Hard word.
And so right now, yes, we're going to be more often than not seeing the better player win, obviously. And I also feel like we have been like seeing some players who might not necessarily like have like an intricate like understanding of like fighting game like concepts, and don't really see that game, the game that way yet. Like thinking about the game in terms of neutral and advantage and disadvantage yet, because I feel like college leagues such as this, like they attract all kinds of players from like
you literally have every skill level.
You have everybody, absolutely.
Like in college. Absolutely.
We literally see professional players in some of these, and sometimes
For
it's just,
real, on God, that's so true.
But just like that, Anagram, I'm actually going to be going with the Lucas. Oh boy.
This is gonna be interesting because Lucas, I think,
he can call out those jumps. Lucas can call out those jumps, buddy. And Lucas,
I think once Shulk gets forward, though, that's when it's hard for Lucas. I feel like once Shulk finds his way in, already we're seeing my man out the gate quick. My man Knight is in there.
Yeah, so right now you just see Anagram like desperately trying to make some space so that they have the space to jump up and meet Shulk up halfway. It's really difficult to catch Shulk's landing just because of like, I don't know, he's able to keep himself away from such a distance. So if Anagram wants to catch landings, I think PK Fire is going to be his best friend.
Oh boy. Oh my. Okay, I like the Zaire too. There's not really a lot of options in Lucas's kit that can really outspace Shulk's giant sword. So I'm liking the PK Fire usage, and I'm really, really liking the Zaire usage as well. You just got to get those pokes in when you can against Shulk, and make sure you stay in once you get in, because that's where Shulk tends to struggle the hardest, I feel like, is when you're completely in on him. When you're at more of a mid-range, that's where it starts to get a little hairy.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Anagram, I feel like Anagram's done a good job of just like sort of slowing the game down ever so slightly, but this is the most terrifying place to be in, and that's at ledge against Shulk. Buddy, is that just not, it's just not pleasant.
I know I want to see a little bit of PK freeze usage as well from Anagram. I feel like it is a good move to catch landings, especially given just how quick it is.
Ooh.
I like the to wait so much there. My man waited for the smash art to disappear and definitely made things a lot more threatening for them as well. Anagram playing super duper smart right now so far.
Yeah, that was a fantastic idea. They like knew that there was no way that Knight was gonna try to commit that deep. Tries to go for the PK Thunder, but man, that projectile is slow. You know what? If you know that Shulk is gonna go to ledge, you could just sort of hover it around the ledge and just sort of wait for it there, you know?
Oh my god! That could have been so bad right there for Anagram. Managing to pick it up, and now we saw a little bit of a struggle right there. I'm liking the stalling a lot. Although I'm not really sure what it's kind of accomplishing, just because there's no arts up. There's no really arts, Monado arts up currently that Anna would need to stall out for, so it kind of gave Knight a little bit more of a time to set up.
Yeah. I like the idea, but that's only like if you know that they have Smash Out or something along those lines on deck, which they most definitely did not, by the way. So, right back there just for a little bit of stage control. I can appreciate it.
Oh no! Okay, it is Lucas. Lucas can't make it back from pretty much anywhere as well.
And Shulk's down air is extremely difficult to land, you know?
Ooh, okay. Managing to get in there with the twinkle toes real quick. And it's looking relatively even. I like how Anagram is respecting Knight's space a lot. That being said, Knight is not giving up space too easily. Oh boy. It's literally each game means everything too for both schools. Like you don't even want to drop a game too, just because the score is so close.
Like, look at this. Anagram is just like so antsy to try to catch one of these landings, and they're just getting hit over and over. They haven't adapted to the timing yet. They're just sort of falling into the same pattern, and as a result, they're just getting hit by Shulk a whole bunch. I like this attempt to try to slow down a little bit, play a little bit more out of shield, but you just have to run away from Shulk, make the space, and then react and punish him jumping.
Yeah, catch his jump ins. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, Dara, in terms of like what you have to look out for against Shulk. And now it's center stage once again, but you're going to want to run away as much as you can and try not to get hit by that smash bird. Oh, it's so scary.
Anagram is just going for a lot of falling before it is, but I think the rising ones are just going to be so much better.
Oh my. Oh no, what happened there? Yeah. Didn't get the hit that they wanted, which would have propelled them away from Shulk. Instead got the bounce hit right there when you hit on top of Lucas's head, and that gave pretty much a layup to Knight right there to close out the stock.
They can't really be committing off stage against Shulk when he has his jump available because backslash, that move is potent.
That was good. Didn't get the hit of the head, I believe, or at least the good meaty hits of the tail to kind of force out a stage spike or something like that. I like that PK freeze. I think it could have been timed a little bit better to just catch the landing. You want to pretty much position it right over the ledge so that way it could catch Shulk on his way down from that backslash. Oh boy. Okay.
Gets a fair out of shield. And again, like this game is super close, super doable for Lucas. I feel like as soon as he gets like one good hit, he is able to pile on that damage. Lucas could also really steal Shulk's stock off stage. So as long as Anagram tightens it up.
Okay, PK Fire giving them a way in right here. Just both these guys trying to play neutral the best they can. Knight needs to find their opening right now to really close it out. Anagram's not really giving up a lot of space, and they've kind of slowed the game down almost to their pace for, like you said before, more out of shield oriented play style.
These nails out of shield, that's not really helping them out too much right now. I feel like every single time that they've gone for it, Knight was just nowhere near it to be able to get hit by it.
Oh boy. Knight finding the grab right there. F-tilt definitely will kill at this percent. Has to be very, very careful. They're like,
and that's it. Smash Out is now gone. Yeah.
That made me start to sweat. Oh, this could be it. No! Doesn't get the hit of the PK Thunder right there.
They're only committing to one direction. They're not floating it near the ledge at all. They're just sort of pushing in one direction. That projectile is so slow.
I want to see Knight kind of condition for more grabs off of Anagram. It seems that they have switched to a more shield grab oriented style of, rather out of shield style of play. So mixing grabs in can kind of definitely force momentum off a little bit more, and it'll force them to start playing the game at your pace rather than vice versa.
Anagram is just playing out of shield. Both of them are swinging out of shield. They're landing, they're sitting in shield and swinging instead of a lot of grab mix-ups. I haven't seen a whole lot of grabs come Anagram either.
Yeah. A little riskier for Lucas at this percent. Oh,
that's
this
exactly
could be it.
it.
No, the Shulk tank through that entire thing. It's crazy.
Oh my
boy.
god, smash out
Oh
on back again.
no! The grab win! That was tense. Just looking at that Knight was really confident in not giving up space a lot of the time. Like neither of them were really overextending towards the end there, which kind of puts you at a stalemate. And if the opponent has a higher percent, it really will give them more avenues to screw up rather than the player who's down. You know, Anagram was doing so good at not making any mistakes for most of that time, stalling out those smash arts. But Knight was not giving up the space, swinging very appropriately, and managed to catch that whiff. Grab out of corner can be very risky with Lucas for sure. I'm sure my man wanted that grab back throw to force Knight off stage, but it was not. It was all for naught. So that does put Sienna College up an additional.
Wow,
point.
did you see that interaction? What? How did they hit the shield? Because when you go for like thunder bangs, that's what they call, by the way. Fun fact, thunder bangs.
I don't like
I'm just kidding. I made that up just to.
I don't like that name.
sometimes I make up new things for like Ness and Lucas Tech, and people just go with it.
It can work. It can work. I can see it. I definitely think you need to come up with a different name for it. But
I think that's what thunder banging was used for the melee. It was used for the melee Ness Tech. Anyways, that's so odd because normally when you hit yourself like that, you don't really have a hitbox since it immediately transitions to the tech. You know.
You get one at the start. It really just matters about the frames away you are from the ground before you get hit. It's like you could do one that's almost instantaneous, where the hitbox will come up for just a split second, but it'll still be super powerful. Anagram did look really good that game. It just Knight looked better. Dealing with the approaches, got the early stock lead and held onto it for dear life. Didn't overextend when they didn't need to. Really solid stuff right there from Knight. We've got a close finisher on our hands, folks. This is like, I'm getting worked up just watching this. Oh boy. So we're gonna see now. Like this is pretty much crunch time, right here. Not only are they down 2 points, which is fine. It's surmountable because all Anagram needs to do is just win these next 2 games, and then they'll be fine. Doesn't really matter how much. Either team is winning by. They're within the point differential that there's still 2 potential games that could be played here. So it's really just a regular set. You know, this regular set pretty much just determines the entire crew battle right here. So we're gonna see what stage Anagram is opting for right now, and Knight holding it down really nicely right there. Super tense stuff. I'm shaking and crying right now. And it's a PS1, which I'm fairly certain is not a legal stage within this format. Seeing some parry attempts already, though, from Anagram. I guess they just opted for it over PS2. I guess that's just how it be. Yeah. Okay. Some early mix being established right now by Anagram. Oh boy. All right, Anagram looking very comfortable playing in the ledge here, just like trying to hold on to what they've got. And really, this is such a good lead already, just out there. Whoa! Wow, they followed him. That was a great heat-seeking missile right there. Man, my man just kept on him. And now this is looking pretty good for Anagram off the gate. They're going to want to pretty much force Knight to play at their speed for this entire time. Okay. My dude's looking confident ledge. Knight trying to end the stock off right there, though, with that dare again. Unfortunately, Shulk's moves do have 2 hitboxes a lot of the time. They don't link into each other if they use it more like a... I don't even know what kind of weapon to put it akin to, but it does have a startup hitbox and then a release hitbox. If you cannot connect both, it's kind of hard to connect both reliably on a character as like Lucas or as small as Lucas. Ooh, excellent grab to up throw right there, knowing that when Shulk is in Smash Art, they will take a little bit more knockback for their troubles. That recovery was nuts, but really good play right there from Knight to cancel it out right there. And yeah.
Right now, this is looking like a really, really even game. Both of them just have a bit more space for each other. Why are they on PS1? Let's go.
You've stepped away for a sec, but they just, I guess
had to pop an Advil.
Yeah, I feel that. It is college student, you know, as a college student, a lot of what I consumed was Advil, for sure. A lot of headache-inducing moments throughout there. So make sure you're staying hydrated, kids, and make sure you have that Advil on deck. But yeah, PS1, I don't know what the pick was here, but they're both rocking with it. Knight taking a lead again after that solid start from Anagram right here. I'm just loving how they're just walling out, catching these landings.
Did you see that fade back? They jumped in, ran away, baited a jump from Lucas, and then we were able to get him falling up in. I feel like a bigger punish was definitely like in order. Like I've seen Shulk do ridiculous stuff out of falling up in.
Is Shulk be schmoving right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just like how Anna is not getting a little too over aggressive. Like even when down, they still look very, very comfortable. It's just that Shulk can play that game so much better. They can play the turtle game, they can play the wallet game, and that's going to be huge right there for Knight.
Just at the edge of the smash out as well. I feel like Anagram could have just stayed a little bit more patient at the ledge. Just hang on, maybe go for the lead grab. Good catch on the goal out.
Switch the shield dart. Oh
that wouldn't have killed either way.
Nah, it wouldn't have. It was still funny. Yeah. I like just a fail safe right there. And Knight now on game point right here, going to bring it home for Sienna and continue the undefeated streak. Anagram needs to just play out of their mind right now if they're going to have any hope of making it back.
Well, Knight really just be swinging sometimes. Ooh, tries to connect the up to out of the up there.
No, switch to shield art either right there. That's so good. That was so... He's up close to Sienna, which is great. Oh boy. This is looking mighty tough right now. Knight not letting up whatsoever with the pressure. Holy moly.
And I like the mix-ups with the PK fire right now. They're like changing up the pace again. So like now we just see those adaptations coming into the Knight. But wow, that PK fire goes so far.
I like what Anagram is doing now, just trying to push their opening with these PK fires, just trying to attack on damage as safely as possible. They just can't make sure they get any of their jumps caught out right now by Shulk. You know, speed art is an art that you have to respect as well. It can do a lot. Ooh, this is big.
They waited for the button because they positioned themselves for it, but alas, no punish, none. The last.
Okay. Oh boy, Knight. I'm so tense right now. Like this is insane. Shield art coming out right there. This is actually a pretty good opportunity for Anagram. You don't really have to be scared of
Speed is risky right now. Speed is the last thing you want against Lucas at 85%.
Oh boy. Smash art might be coming out soon. I can see it. I think Knight is trying to force a situation though where Anagram is forced to be at the ledge right now. They just have to be so careful. Are we gonna see it? Yes, we do see it coming out right now. Both of them gotta be really, really careful though. Just trying to stall it out the best they can.
Ooh, and that's it. They got back onto the stage. This is still now once again feasible for Anagram, but they can't let Smash Out get back onto the deck.
Yeah, no, this is their time to close it out when they can. I don't think Smash Out is on deck just yet. Trying to be so careful right now.
They waited for it.
Oh, Anagram keeps doing these jumps. Is that a little bit of lag? I'm seeing it is. And the down smash is going to come out from Anagram. I don't know what happened. They both went underwater for a second right there. The Wheel of Fortune coming up, but that could not save it. Anagram stealing that game. I think Sienna is the one who's been dropping packets this time around during this crew battle so far. So done in by college internet. You know, it do be like that. But man, Dara, we got a game. We got a set here.
We got a game. We got a set, absolutely.
Woo.
Well, Anagram really pulled that one out of some Nether Legions, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Recovery and Devin, what an edge guard on that.
Was there a packet drop there, Devin? What happened? I need to know. Like past data? Yeah. It looked like it though. No, you don't have to apologize, Devin. You can't have more than two eyes. It's just not possible.
Listen, guys, the only packets that you should be dropping. You know what? There's a ketchup choke in there somewhere. Anyways, I wasn't even gonna finish. I wasn't gonna finish. I was not gonna finish that.
I cannot believe that finish right there. Anagram playing so well defensively. This is such a close set. Oh, I'm on pins and needles right now, awaiting the end of this. So I don't know why they went to PS1. If that's like legal, I guess they both agreed with it. I don't know, but it is pretty much the same as PS2. So yeah, Anagram wanted PS2 apparently is what I'm getting from the chat right here. I guess PS1 came out and maybe Knight picked the wrong stage, or someone picked the wrong stage. But either way, this set is pretty much now just determined. Like the points are close enough to where this game win will mean everything. For Sienna, it'll just mean them keeping their lead. For Marist, it'll mean squeaking this battle out from just 1 point. However, now the counter pick advantage is on Knight's side. So, it you know, depending on what stage they get, which I'm assuming might be like, I don't know what stage we could see here because I think Anagram wants more space to move around. So, I'd assume that Smashville might be off the table for this one. If they do not ban that, that is probably where I would go if I were Knight, because it would give Anagram a lot less room to move around. I also would like to see some threats on the tether from Knight as well. I feel like they're just letting Anagram hang there a little too long. While, I mean, it can risk giving up stage control as Shulk, but and ledge trapping with Shulk is great, but they're literally turtling out your kill option. So maybe try to force, like, just try to run off and do like a quick jump back or something like that, retreating fair. Anything you can do to force the opponent to be a little less comfortable, because Anagram looks very, very comfortable doing their little Spider-Man routine on the ledge.
100%. I think also really boiled down to, you know what we saw when Knight had smash out? You know what option he did? Say
Not
it,
the right one.
Vampire. We saw the same one. We saw Forliter over and over and over. But not just that, which would have been fine because that move is absurdly good. The issue to me was that the timing, the spacing, identical. The same one was the same as the last. And as a result, I feel like Anagram was just sitting there comfortably. He had nothing to worry about because Knight was not mixing up that ledge trapping. What's really scary is a Shulk who starts mixing up the forward timing, throws in some up tilts, starts throwing in some F tilts, you know, empty hops. That stuff is terrifying. Because then you're like, well, I don't even know when I'm going to die now. But Anagram was so comfy on the time.
This one, going to Town and City. I don't know how I feel about this CP. Definitely okay for Shulk because he can navigate real estate pretty quickly. However, this game is for all the marbles here. So we're going to see how Anagram does against Knight here. Already pretty good start thus far.
That could have been big, but the platform just getting in the way. Once you're thrown off the stage against Lucas and he's in position to you know, use PK Thunder, you could be in a nasty spot.
Knight, also we see this scenario so many times. You know, Anagram on the ledge, Knight just patrolling it the best that they can.
I want to see rising aerials. I really want to see some rising aerials because Shulk be jumping and Shulk is, you know, only falling.
Don't be afraid to use that fair for more than just a kill move.
It doesn't always have to be following in order to combo. Sometimes you could just meet him halfway. Just meet him halfway, please.
Yeah, if you can catch Shulk before his startup begins. Okay, I like the attempt right there, but speed art is a very, very risky art to be going off stage with just how quickly Shulk sinks like a rock. Excellent, just stealing the stock right there with the down air. Now Anagram is up. Yeah, Knight has to be careful when he goes off stage. That's the thing. You can attempt to edgeguard Lucas, but you have to be careful.
Good stalling, but this could be so dangerous if they mess up the single. It is Town and City.
You gotta be careful.
The most unforgiving stages. That's tough.
You're also just giving Shulk way too much time to set up. Like my man Knight was on the ledge right there, just waiting for it. And Anagram bit off a little more than they could chew with those stalls. You know, we get that you got the movement and the stalling, but you know, you got, you know. Down air also a pretty good stalling tool off first cuff right there if you want to mix up your stalling a bit. My man schmooved himself into the blast zone. And after that can like rip a lot of momentum out of your sails for sure. Like Knight looking way more confident now, just has the Buster Art out. Art we haven't really seen him use for a lot of this set as well. Really, really good for tacking on early damage. And
again, like this ledge trapping, I feel like it has the same timing over and over. But Anagram fishing for double jump cancels there for the ledge. I don't know why. Why?
I think in that situation too, I feel like they're going for the big plays as well. I feel like down tilt, F tilt would have been fine to just establish the space right there.
Yeah, better just get up and hold shield and try to reset. But instead, I feel like they're just going for like they're fighting. They're fighting off ledge, and then they blow up for it.
Yeah, it's true. You can't be swinging out of the corner willy-nilly. You have to be willing to play your opponent's game a bit too, making it back just barely. Now Smash Art is out, and they just run right into it.
Yeah, because they're not going for these rising aerials.
Oh, that was good.
They try to match like Shulk's pace to go for all these falling ones, but Shulk is a big floating target before he falls on you. You can punish him, jump him, meet him halfway, please.
It can be hard if he is jumping at you. You can definitely meet him halfway, but if he's jumping back, it's always kind of a toss-up right there. You want to make sure. Oh,
Jesus Christ! What are you?
Oh, barely making it back. If I were Knights, I would just run off right there and go for the fair or something.
I'd go for the counter. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? That's true. Counter got a little bit of a buff as well, I believe. I know some recoveries can move past it, sometimes depending on the hitbox.
Yeah, that asshole.
Oh my god.
Anagram sometimes doesn't even have like a good reason to be stalling.
No. Yeah, for real. They're just giving him way too much time.
Yep. They're like, okay, well, I'll try to dash out a little bit.
Good catch right there from Knight. And okay, yo, we got it. Okay, this is it. Last stock, last game, and potentially last hit if someone makes a mistake here.
And speaking of mistakes, whiffing and countering the neutral like that's going to be super big, but not able to fight their way out of the corner yet. Already eating 487, 489, and climbing, still stuck. Not able to get much started. Only these hits that really don't combo.
Anagram finding a lot of momentum so far. This is looking very scary. Going for all of it. Going for the gold, all the gold and all the clams right there with that upstage.
No big punish either. Only just going to be eating a little bit of percent. Right now, Anagram is the one that's jumping in. Anagram is establishing themselves as the aggressor. You know, managed trying to fight their way back on so hard, but you can't be jumping in on Shulk like that.
This is so scary. One bad drift in from Anagram could spell curtains right here. I think Knight has a little more room to work with.
That's it. That's it on punch out ledge, baby. That's the 1-2.
They tried to go for it all right there with the fair to catch the lack of invincibility back to the ledge, but there's no reason to do that. You had the ledge under control. You're Shulk. You're fine. You don't need to go off there. The knockback wasn't even far enough for it to be like good. I feel like if Lucas was a little further out, I could see it, but Jesus.
Yeah, that's so tough.
Knight played the rest of that set really, really well, but he went for all of it. And it paid off in spades. Anagram being so patient right there, willing to find their openings. I'm loving the slow motion. Anagram killing himself off the thing. But that is going to be it. Marist making an upset over Sienna College to take it 15-14.
That is so clutch.
Oh my god. Clutching the hell out of this crew battle. So yeah, if we... Obviously the MVP for that could be Anagram, but that's not how the point be working. So going over the MVPs for both schools right now. The MVP for Sienna College looking to be Pango with 6 points tacked on the board. The MVP for Marist College right there is going to be Zucchini with a solid 6 points. Anagram, though, closing it out, clutching it super duper hard for Marist right there over Sienna, giving Sienna their first loss of the season so far. Wow. That was... I feel like Knight just got a little too impatient. I feel like as Shulk, if you have the stage control, it's fine. You can play your game. You do not have to rush off. You have to really pick your fairs well, depending on how the opponent's been recovering. And I don't blame him because for most of that game, Anagram was stalling. Anagram was going deep and then trying to go for these really far up Bs. But that time they just recovered immediately and managed to get the snap. That was their opportunity, their stage control, and they took it. Knight was just left. It's like the Peanuts when Susie pulls the football away from Charlie, like go for the big kick and then yoink. Like he got yoinked. He ripped the rug out from right under him, and that's gonna secure Marist the W right there. Holy moly, that is the best crew battle I have seen in this league so far.
Closest one so far. Yeah. And with that
moly.
being said, that means we will soon be rotating to our next set of schools. I'm going to have to check the schedule to see who we have coming up. We're going to be seeing Niagara University up against St. Peter's. So with that being said, because all of you guys will be rotating a little bit, just wanted to say thank you to everybody that stopped by so far. We have plenty of more schools coming along if you want to, sit around and listen to us chat. But if not, first and foremost, you should be following EGF SSBU on Twitch. Costs absolutely nothing. Just click on that nice little delicious follow button. Number 2, you should be following our stream tech, Devin3000 at House of 3000 on Twitter. They do a great job for New York Smash. They're the pinnacle of quality for New York Smash. They kill it. There really wouldn't be New York Smash today had it not been for them, quite honestly. Truly one of the premier stream casting, broadcasting, excuse me, orgs around. 3 times the charm, baby. Then you should be following my lovely co-commentator Fang at Fan9S on Twitter. You could also follow him. What's your Twitch, Sean?
My Twitch is twitch.tv/fan9s. You can also subscribe to my YouTube at youtube.com/fangplays. I have posted a lovely video on the best player of each character in Smash. So if you guys are curious about that, go ahead, check it out. Leave a sub if you want. There's a lot of pretty good Smash videos on there, I'd say. And of course, follow Daramgar at DaramgarSmash on Twitter to see some cursed and blessed and blurst tweets. You can also, I believe...
You can see the pain in his eyes, honestly.
You can follow Daramgar also on Twitch at twitch.tv/Daramgaria. That's Daramgar, but with a IA afterwards as well. And also you can subscribe on youtube.com. Probably, I don't know. Daramgar on YouTube. Just like Daramgar.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for everybody that's watched so far. Sean, I have a little quip for you. What would do you think commentators, when they're playing like baseball with their kids, they just say "nice catch" over and over? That's all they'd say.
We're gonna go to a break now.
We are. You can't go to a break.
We're gonna go to a break now.
You can't go to a break on that. Bye bye.
See you guys.